Hey there, welcome to this mini masterclass. My name is Rebecca Mickey and I am a children's sleep consultant and author. And in today's mini masterclass, we are looking at naps and why you want to make sure that your child does not skip a nap. So many reasons why. Let's just dive straight in. So nap time potentially is for some of us the best time of the day. Who doesn't love having a nap? Well, toddlers, they don't necessarily love having a nap, but we want to insist that they get a nap. First off, we want to look at why it is that your child needs to nap. And this will actually help you really determine whether your child needs to nap or not. So your child, as they're busy, think about when they were little and they were really, really little and a baby and an infant, where they were busy and they were learning things and everything was so very new then, and their kind of brain would get full of information. Then, as it's kind of full, they need to have a bit of downtime. And it's just like their battery running out. Once their batteries run out, then they need to have a nap to kind of recharge. And that's exactly what's happening, is their brain's kind of getting full and they need this sleep just to kind of, just process everything. Clear that all out and then awake and it's busy learn again. Now, as your child gets older, they're actually able to go longer between naps. They don't need to be napping as often as they were when they were a newborn, but your child will continue to need to nap until they're sometime between 3 and 5 years old. They will need to continue to nap for. So we want to make sure that they are napping at the right time, giving their brain opportunity to kind of recharge and giving your child the opportunity to recharge. Now, we know what it's like, even for ourselves, how tough life is when you're really tired. Imagine being little, and that's why we see lots of very big feelings from toddlers and preschoolers who have got overtired. Now, we may be tempted, especially if your child is having challenging sleep at nighttime, procrastinating at bedtime, to skip their nap. And they should have an easier time at nighttime because they're going to then be more tired. There's a couple of reasons that you do not want to do this. One is that your afternoon is going to be incredibly challenging if your child who is used to napping doesn't nap, because they're kind of running on empty. Just think of it as that battery. They're running on empty and their brain needs that time to process everything, and we're just pushing them and pushing them and pushing them. Your child is going to be feeling very emotional, and all of us sort of get a little bit more short-tempered when we're overtired, and you're going to have a real challenging afternoon with your child if they've missed a nap. And I'm sure if you have a toddler or preschooler and they have missed a nap or had an incredibly short nap, you know how challenging that can be. But that is not just the only reason why you want to insist that your child nap if they need to nap. Another reason is it's going to have a negative impact on their nighttime sleep if you have missed a nap. It's going to be much harder for your child to unwind, to fall asleep, and they're going to struggle to remain asleep. Oftentimes when children are incredibly tired, falling asleep is very difficult for them to do. It's very hard to unwind enough to be able to fall asleep. Though sometimes children can just fall asleep very, very quickly, but it doesn't last very long. They can then wake up very urgently and very quickly, and they're not feeling very rested at all, and then they can be really upset. Who knows how long they're going to be awake for, probably going to need help to get back down to sleep. And that's help from you. And this can go on, especially the earlier part of the night. We can see this really happen. So that could be many kind of false starts with the earlier part of your night. Before then, that they're going to be able to get a longer stretch, maybe sort of after midnight, they're going to be able to get a longer stretch. But between going down to bed and that point, they may wake up 4 or 5 times and need help getting back down to sleep each time, because their brain is just kind of full and they're struggling then to be able to get into that good sleep. So you really do, if your child needs to sleep, you really do want to insist that they nap. So all those well-meaning people who are saying you just need to keep your child up during the day. No, that's not going to actually do you any favors with your nighttime sleep. You've got one heck of an afternoon, one heck of the rest of the day, and you're going to really struggle more with your nighttime sleep as well. So if your child does need to be napping, do insist that they nap. Newborns have very, very short awake periods, and as your child grows, so they're getting to 3 months old, they'll be maximum about an hour and a half awake. So they're getting to about 4.5 months old, that'll stretch out to about 2 hours. When they're getting past 6 months old, then they can move on to the 2-3-4 routine with a cat nap in hour 4. 2-3-4 is awake for 2 hours, nap 3 hours, nap 4 hours down for the night. But initially we will need a cat nap in that 4-hour stretch because initially it's just a little bit too long. A child will stay on 2-3-4 until they drop down to one nap, which is somewhere between 12 and 18 months of age. Normally the average is around 15 months. And then your child will remain napping with that one nap a day until they are somewhere between 3 and 5 years old. So nap time sleep is something that is constantly evolving, and it can feel pretty exhausting because especially within that first year, it's changing often. Your awake periods are changing often. Once you get down to one nap, things are pretty settled then at that point, and I feel that life feels a little bit more predictable. You're able to actually get on and do things with that one nap during the day. You have either side of that nap where you're able to do things. So life is a little bit easier, I think, at that point. But do insist that your child naps because they need it.